Now let's get some rapid-fire response from our panel on these stories. I'll get their take on the Democrat who was pushed to the ground and arrested at a public Eric Cantor event, and all the violence exploding at campaign events around the country. And President Obama went on The Daily Show and got serious. I think he's a little frustrated with the base when it comes to health care reform. Joining us tonight, nationally syndicated radio talk show host Bill Press and Karen Hanratty, Republican strategist. Great to have you both with us tonight. We're going to play this videotape, Bill, and you respond to it. You heard the interview earlier with Mr. Taylor. What's happening in this country that tax-paying Americans can't go to where their congressman is going to be holding a town hall meeting in a cafe with only 30 or 40 people there? What do you make of this?
Let me tell you something, Ed. I think this is disgusting and it's dangerous. And this is not just politics getting passionate toward the end. This is a direct result of the intolerance and the hateful rhetoric that we hear from the Tea Party people sanctioned by the Republican Party. And what I want to know is, where is, with all these incidences, Cantor and Rand Paul and the one out in Washington State, where is any leader of the Republican Party to condemn this violence? Instead, they blame the victims every time, blame the other side.
Karen, your response.
I don't think that you have a constitutional right to go into a private business, create a disturbance, be asked by that small business owner to leave the premises, create a disturbance, and expect that you'll suffer no consequences. Your beef, I think, is
no
with the
disturbance, Karen. You didn't hear him. You didn't hear the interview. He created no disturbance. He got a cup of coffee. He was asked to leave, and he left.
The business owner asked him to leave. That is the right of the business owner.
That's not a disturbance. That's not a disturbance.
Bill, you and I weren't there, and I'm not going to take the word of the business of this gentleman who created this disturbance.
Why not?
You should take it up with the police. Then you should take it up with the police who say that he did cause a disturbance. Then you can do that. Then absolutely do that. But I think there's a lot of hyperbole on this show tonight. And I'm going to tell you something, Ed. Your hyperbole is no different than Glenn Beck's. Glenn Beck is calling people dangerous. You've probably used that word 10 times tonight.
Well, I guess I have the videotape to back it up, Karen.
That's right.
You know, I mean, I'm not making this up. I'm not making up what happened in Kentucky. I'm not making up the arrest. I mean, this is all because a Republican congressman does not want to hear from one of his constituents. Now, come on, Karen, be fair about this. Is that the way we should?
Be fair about this.
Would you like to be treated like that?
And you have completely
Karen, would you like to be treated like that? I have not distorted
this story. You are blaming this on Eric Cantor, despite the fact that all of this happened prior to the fact that he arrived.
Karen, his people alerted the cops.
Completely distorting this.
Let me ask you, Karen. All right, we're talking over one another. This isn't working out very good. Karen, let me ask you a question. From what you saw in that videotape, did you think that man was resisting arrest?
I have no idea what that man is doing.
Okay.
But you know what?
Would you like to be thrown? If you go
he gets his day in court.
He'll get his day in court. Now, if you were to go to a Democratic congressman's cafe meeting, would you expect to be treated like this? When you know what would you do? What would your response be to this?
I wouldn't create a disturbance if I went to
if
the business owner asked me to leave, I would leave.
He did. Wait,
no, he didn't. He did not leave.
No, he did leave, Karen.
That's
how is that on the street?
Karen,
and that's why they called the police.
No,
I'm not wrong. How do you have more facts than I have? You don't know any more about this than I do.
Slow down, okay? I just want to come back to the word hyperbole. Ed, I wish we had time. Show the tape again of Rand Paul. When you see that foot on that woman's head, that's not hyperbole. When you see this guy thrown to the ground with Bubba on top of him, that's not hyperbole. Karen, just face the facts and say it's wrong to treat people that way. I would if it happened to you. You should when it happened to them. Period.
Final response, Karen.
If you want to talk about the Rand Paul incident, that's a different topic. But as far as what happened with Eric Cantor, no, I'm not going to defend this man. You don't know the facts any more than I do. And from what I know, the business owner asked him to leave. He refused. The business owner called the cops.
Believe it or not, Karen, I believe him over you.
Okay. Good to have both of you with us tonight. Bill Press and Karen Hanratty here on The Ed Show. Another spirited debate.